Two-Face Idibia. The song is called Ole. It's a throwback, actually. I think the song is back from 2002, 2003. Still slaps, still bangs. With a Teddy Pendergrass reference there that feels good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Oh, yes. Time for us to get into those current affairs, though, and look straight into those issues and those matters and those stories which touched us, but not only that, but tickled us maybe to such a way or such an extent that we might have to do a little bit of analysis on them. What are we talking about? Well, there's quite a few things that are happening or that have been happening. Just to wrap up what was going on politically over the weekend. As coalition talks continue amongst the various political parties, the Democratic Alliance has said it has no plans on entering into agreements with the African National Congress and Economic Freedom Fighters in the wake of recent local municipal elections. The ANC achieved a majority of 161 municipalities, while the DA achieved a majority of 13 municipalities. The Inkatha Freedom Party managed to bag 10 municipalities during these elections. Political parties, including the ANC, have no choice but to enter into coalition agreements, as there are now 66 hung municipalities. The DA's federal executive met on Sunday, the 7th of November, which was yesterday, to go over the party's coalition options. During a virtual press briefing, DA leader John Steenhuisen says as the party, they have committed themselves to be part of the opposition majorities and like-minded partners with the role of keeping the ANC out of power in as many places across South Africa. As the Democratic Alliance, we have recommitted ourselves to further weakening the ANC over the 2 years ahead of the 2024 elections. But more importantly, we want to bring them below 50% in those elections, and to what effect we will not be entering into any coalition agreement with the EFF, the ANC, and any other party that do not subscribe to constitutionalism, the rule of law, a social market economy, and capable state of non-racism. These are non-negotiable for the DA, they said. The DA leader, John Steenhuisen, says the Democratic Alliance were the real kingmakers in many municipalities and the alternative to the ANC because they've managed to remain the biggest or second biggest party even after a dip in support. There's always that way of looking at things as well. And however they look at it, we know that politics has been shaken up given these local government elections that have just taken place. Police spokesperson Captain Nqobile Gwala said the Zululand District Task Team, Crime Intelligence and Durban Special Task Force carried out an intelligence operation on the R34 road on the outskirts of Melmoth. Gwala said police were following up on information regarding a possible suspect who were planning to commit a robbery in Melmoth. She said during the operation, a vehicle with 2 occupants was spotted traveling to the on the R66 R34 road near the Gold Reef compound in Melmoth. The vehicle was stopped and the occupants were searched. Upon searching the occupants, a 35-year-old man was found in unlawful possession of a firearm and 4 rounds of ammunition. The other man was found in possession of various pieces of police uniform. Both suspects were placed under arrest for unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, as well as possession of a police uniform. Gwala said the men would be profiled to check if they were linked to robberies that were committed in Melmoth and the surrounding areas. She said the men were expected to appear in the Melmoth Magistrates Court on Monday. The issue of the police uniform was topical on Facebook as many users asked how they got the uniform. One user said his uniform was stolen from the washing line along with the rest of his washing. Another user said in most cases, house break-ins targeted police homes. Lillian Bester alleged they got uniforms from their corrupt buddies in the police. Neziswa Manez Nokanda said she wondered whose house was broken into for the uniform to be stolen. Junior Mutulisi said it was hard to pull over while driving at night because they no longer knew who to trust. Even at roadblocks, it was hard to trust a 4 to 6 man roadblock. Banda Zealot Clever said it was difficult now to differentiate between the police and the robbers. Richard Otto said that this is why he did not pull over for police. Follow me with your blue lights and sirens to the nearest police station and we can sort it out there, he says. and the many things that people go through, which are not only just shocking but traumatic as well, leading to a mistrust of even our own law enforcement. Very, very scary times indeed. So, the Mthebeni murder suspect is in the dock tomorrow. The man charged with the murder of University of Fort Hare student Noscelo Mthebeni is back in the dock tomorrow. Aluta Pasile applied for legal representation when he made a brief appearance in the East London Magistrates Court on Friday. The 25-year-old was arrested in August, this after the shocking discovery of 2 bags at a dumping site containing the body parts of his girlfriend, Mthebeni. Pasile has since confessed to the killing of the 23-year-old law student. He faces charges of murder and defeating the ends of justice. So much happening in such a short space of time, and really, with the case that Mr. Pasile is facing, it really did shine the light on gender-based violence, but also on how hectic this situation has become within our very own nation. Load shedding, fuel hikes, and new COVID-19 cases dribble us South Africans. Well, South Africans prepare for a week of blackouts. Some have bemoaned the return of load shedding, fuel price hikes, and the new COVID-19 cases. Eskom announced earlier that stage 2 power cuts will persist throughout this week until next Saturday. The power cuts are due to ongoing insufficient generation capacity and the inability to replenish emergency reserves, with the utility warning that the system remains volatile and unpredictable, meaning higher stages of power cuts could be required. Prior to the election, there was no load shedding. After everyone has cast their vote, then load shedding comes. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so, said a frustrated resident. Local government elections are over, and the country has seen a quick return to issues such as load shedding. Eskom said over the past 2 days, it had to use its emergency generating reserves, hampering the recovery of dam levels and depleting already low diesel levels. While an incident in Zambia has affected the entire Southern African power pool, during the incident, the imported power from the Cahora Bassa Dam in Mozambique is being reduced by 1,000 megawatts, while the Tutuga generator also tripped. Furthermore, a unit of at Tutuga station was forced to shut down while there were further delays in returning a unit each at Letabo and Mujula power station, said Skonati Machancha. Now, along with pressures of the COVID-19 pandemic, fuel price hikes, and a high unemployment rate, some residents said the country cannot afford a full week of blackouts. Eskom said it cannot rule out higher stages of load shedding should the situation worsen. We are definitely in for it. Stage 2 blackouts are here until at least Saturday, and Eskom's warning it may implement higher stages because that's just the way that they feel that that's the way to deal with it. The power giant says technical problems forced it to use extensive emergency generating reserves over the weekend, and it also major events like the one that we mentioned in Zambia. Meanwhile, Environment Minister Barbara Creecy is optimistic about the country's move away from coal energy. The US, UK, France, Germany, and the EU have pledged to provide over 130 billion rand to support the transition to low carbon economy. Creecy says the new industries jobs will be created in the new industries and jobs will be created. Well, we are certainly hoping something will be done because as it seems, we are currently in a state of quite a bit of a mess. Finally, and further afield in our beautiful continent of Africa, 2 days of civil disobedience to end the military coup in Sudan. Activists demanding the military keep out of politics have announced a schedule of protests leading up to the mass rallies on the November 13th under the slogan, "No negotiation, no partnership, no compromise." The coup, led by top General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, halted a power-sharing arrangement between the military and civilians that had been agreed after Omar al-Bashir's overthrow in 2019 and was meant to lead the democratic elections by late 2023. Top civilians, including several ministers, were detained, and the Prime Minister, Abdallah Hadmok, was placed under house arrest. Since then, mediation efforts involving that of the UN have sought to release some of the detainees and return to power sharing. But sources from the ousted government say those efforts have been stalled. Latest reports say nearly 100 teachers have been arrested by the military.
We are extraterrestrial. Terrestrial. We are KNR.
Civil disobedience being one of the philosophies that have been practiced time and time again, it would seem that where we are right now,